Just moments ago on the NBA pregame show for the All-Star game, Draymond Green declared that the Warriors would win the championship this year with the addition of Jimmy Butler. Vince Carter pressed him to make sure, is that what he's really saying? And Draymond Green owned it and said that with Jimmy Butler, he has strong belief that they're going to win it all, and he guaranteed that they're going to win the championship. And just that his rationale for this was that he believes that there is no dominant team in the current NBA. That's what he was saying, that he doesn't believe there's any great team in the West and that they can easily get by just about any team that's in front of them. That now with Jimmy, that it's not an obstacle, that just they're going to go all the way. He did show some respect to the Celtics in that they're a champs, but he felt supremely confident now with the addition of Jimmy Butler. They're going to win it all. What do I have to say about this? Well, I have to say just delusion is a hell of a drug, as they would say. That definitely Draymond is on some drugs right now. And yes, I'm laughing at him. And if I'm wrong, I'll eat crow, but I don't think I'm going to be wrong. I'm very confident, just very confident that he's not going to succeed in this, and it's going to be very laughable. But Draymond has always been a supremely arrogant guy, and it doesn't surprise me he said what he said, but it's going to be funny to see him fall flat on his face just for comedy. I am going to enjoy it. But I think just going forward, if you're the Warriors, I guess the Warriors are also delusional because Lacob, their owner, has that quote that got attention many years ago when he said they're light years away. So I'm sure he's enjoying this, that he's getting high off of the delusion right now. So he probably likes it. But if you have any amount of reality within the Warriors organization, you have to be somewhat concerned with this statement, because it's going to put extreme pressure on the Warriors to go and win it all this year, especially Stephen Curry. And he looks to me that he's definitely declining and he's not in his prime anymore. You can see just the way he's dealing with this nagging knee injury problems he's had all year with tendonitis, and it's really bothering him. So I think this is going to be an epic fail, and the Warriors are going to get embarrassed. I just don't see them getting out of the West. They're right on the bubble of being like a 8th or 9th or 10th seed. They're going to be in the play-in game. NBA history is really against the Warriors. When you look at the history of the league, the last team to actually win a championship without home court throughout the whole entire playoffs was the 1995 Houston Rockets. And keep in mind, that Rockets team was the defending champs a year earlier. In 94, they had won it all. They had struggled the upcoming season with injuries, and then they made a bold trade to get Clyde Drexler. But they had a championship core in there, and had they gotten Clyde Drexler earlier that season, they probably would have gotten home court advantage in the playoffs for a good amount of rounds instead of being an underseed every single round. So our lower seed, as they would say. But that was a huge reason why they were able to win it all. Just adding Clyde, who was still at the end of his prime, but still in his prime at that time period, with Olajuwon, who was also at the height of his powers, that allowed it. I just don't think this is a similar situation with adding Jimmy. Jimmy is no Clyde Drexler in that regard, and Stephen Curry is nowhere near what Hakeem Olajuwon was in 1995. So I can't see this team pulling it off, but I do see it adding some friction when they don't live up to these expectations, and they get frustrated when they go on a losing streak or they go on a patch of struggle throughout the season, which they will. This is not a championship team when you look at it, but I'm going to enjoy the fallout. I'm going to enjoy this comedy. I'm going to enjoy Draymond getting clowned. But granted, he probably benefits from it because he's all about attention seeking. So it fits into his personality being a narcissist, but it's still fun to clown Draymond when he's wrong and just make fun of his delusion. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. That's all I have to say.